Hi everyone, I hope you've all had a good week. This video is just going to be a quick nail prep video. I'm just going to show you the basics of what you need to do to prep your nail, someone else's nail, whether it's for varnish, gel polish, builder gel, polygel, hard gel, soft gel, just the basics you need to know. So hopefully you'll learn a little bit and you can follow along. So I'm going to use a cuticle pusher to gently push back those cuticles, and I mean gently. Do not use too much force or too much pressure when you're pushing back cuticles. You do not want to damage yourself or your client. If you're worried about doing it on a client first or someone else, practice the pressure. Practice on your own hand. Get used to that pressure that you need to use. Get used to how much force you need to apply. So the reason we push back the cuticles, not only does it create a longer nail bed, a bigger nail bed, which looks better, but you're also removing dead skin. So if you're going to apply varnish or polish or any kind of gel product to it, it helps it adhere better, and because there's more space, more surface area, the product has more area to adhere to. Some people prefer to use metal pushers, some people prefer to use silicone tools or wooden orange wood sticks. It's entirely up to you. Some people don't even like to use any of them and they just go in with a drill bit, a nail e-file drill bit. Some people use like a cleanser, like a cuticle remover, like a cream, a gel that can remove the cuticles for you. I personally don't like anything like that. I prefer the pushers, metal pushers, and I use a drill. So after I've pushed them back, now I'm going to use a cuticle bit on my e-file, and I'm gently just using it to remove any of the extra dead skin off the plate, of the nail plate, and it will further help push those cuticles back even more, ready for removal. Now my drill is spinning anti-clockwise. It's in the reverse mode, so it's pushing those cuticles away. If we had it in forward motion, it would be pushing those cuticles back towards the nail plate, which we don't want. And the same for this really. Some people don't like to use it, some people do, some people swear by it. Some people prefer to use this and skip the cuticle stick altogether. It's entirely up to you. Like I said with the cuticle stick, try it on yourself first. Before going anywhere near anyone else, just to get a feel of how much pressure, how hard you have to hold it. There is courses out there if you want to go and take some courses. There's plenty of courses, so you can always look that up, find which one's local to you, which one's the best, take a quick course, get qualified, even better. And this was so difficult for me to do. We're a bit upside down at the minute, so we were using the kitchen table, the large kitchen table, so we were stuck on a corner of the table because we couldn't sit opposite each other like you would. So we were stuck at the corner and it was really awkward, and she was having to reach over, I was having to reach over. It was so awkward, so I've got to get my stuff sorted before I can do anybody else's nails. I'll also use the cuticle bit just to remove, you can get some little bits of dead skin around the cuticle area on the actual skin itself, so you can use that and just keep it on the lowest setting and just gently remove the skin like that. So now I'm taking the cuticle nippers. Got to make sure everything is sterile, everything is sanitized. Whether you're using it on yourself all the time, it doesn't matter, just make sure everything is sanitized. You do not want to get a nail infection. So I'm taking my cuticle nippers and I just gently, it's only dead skin so it shouldn't hurt, just gently remove. They're already lifted up. The bits to remove are white, they're all lifted up, they're completely dead. It shouldn't hurt and it should be easy enough to do, but don't do it if you're not comfortable. You can use a ball shaped cuticle bit, a ball shaped e-file drill bit. That's for cuticles as well, and that takes off your cuticles as well if you're not comfortable with nippers or The scissors as well. Some people find the scissors a little bit easier. But again, if you're not comfortable, do not do it. If you are and you want to give it a go, there are courses out there, but practice on yourself first. If you hurt yourself, it's fine, isn't it? If you accidentally cut yourself, it's absolutely fine. At least you're not cutting someone else. But yeah, keep practicing on yourself. Go and take a course if you can, and just give it a go. So once you've removed the cuticles, I'm just going to use some regular old nail clippers and just remove any length. This helps with the cleaning process because you'll want to, if you're doing it to yourself, go and wash your hands after you've prepped them all, or if the client's got any trapped dirt under the nails, go and get them to wash their hands after you've clipped them off. It's easier to clean. But it also helps if you're going to be doing, say like you did a clear builder gel nail, hard gel nail, if you wanted to have like a clear design, you don't want to see, well I personally wouldn't want to see, I don't want to see any of that natural nail underneath, like the grown out bit, because obviously it's like a whitey yellowy colour, isn't it? So that can be a bit off-putting for me personally, so I like to remove that bit regardless of what design I'm doing. And then just get your nail file, and I'm using a 180 grit. Do not use anything higher than that, and higher I mean the lower the number the higher the grit. So a 100 grit file is harsher than a 180 grit file. A 240 grit file is softer than a 180 grit file. Again, this was so awkward because the way we were positioned at the table. So bear with me, but yes, file and shape your nail. So once I've done that, then I go in with a buffing block. And a buffing block is a nail file but in a sponge basically. They are, because they're softer, because they're a sponge, they don't, it just, like this, the name is, it buffs. It leaves the tiniest scratches, and it just roughens up the surface of the nail a little bit, so that the product adheres. Because if you've got something shiny, and you know when you're prepping like a table, you want to paint a table, if it's got a gloss on it or a glossy finish, you always give it a sand and a buff over first. Then you clean it, then you paint it so that the paint sticks to it. It's exactly the same with nails. You've got to prepare the surface before doing anything to it. So use your buffing block. You can get buffers in the shape of nail files as well now. I say now, they've been around for donkeys. But yes, depending on what you like, I like to use the big blocks. I can just hold them a little bit better. So I'm just going to get some isopropyl alcohol on a lint-free wipe and just wipe over all the nails. And when you do this, obviously you're removing the dust that you've just created, but you also want to give that cuticle one last push back with your wipe. So that's them with a basic prep. They are all done. If you were moving straight on to polishing or using any kind of gel to do like an extension, you would dehydrate and prime, ready for the next step. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comment box down below and I will be sure to look at them. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!